What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. And in this video, I have an update for you on Donald Trump. I have an update for you on more states and cities that are passing stimulus right now that could put thousands of dollars in your pocket. An update on the federal stimulus package being discussed by Congress that they need to pass by the end of this week, or else we will see a government shutdown unless they delay it. And the final clue to what's in the box, where we're giving away up to $500. More details on that at the end of this video. Also, I want to wish a very happy birthday to my wife's mother, Lynn, who always watches this show. Lynn, happy birthday. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below if you haven't yet so you don't miss out on new videos regarding the federal stimulus package and also the states and local cities that are passing stimulus almost every single day. I'm bringing you updates on both of those. Okay, first up, the Georgia Secretary of State says that he will recertify the election results after the most recent recount for the presidential election.
It's been a long 34 days since the election on November 3rd. We have now counted legally cast ballots 3 times, and the results remain unchanged.
So the Georgia Secretary of State says that they have recounted the ballots 3 different times, and Joe Biden is still the winner in Georgia. Remember, President Donald Trump has to overturn 4 different states, all 4 of them. Even if he overturned 3 states, he wouldn't win. He needs to overturn 4 different states and at least 4 to be declared the winner, and it's not looking very hopeful for any President Donald Trump fans. Also, a federal judge in Michigan has rejected the Republicans' effort to decertify Michigan's election results. Judge Linda Parker denied a request for an injunction submitted by the group of President Donald Trump's electors against state officials, finding that their lawsuit is, quote, far from likely to succeed in this matter, and that, quote, this the court cannot and will not do. Regarding the next stimulus package, they need to pass it by Friday, actually before Friday, or else the government will shut down and there won't be a stimulus deal. But they could extend this. There's talks of them extending a 1-week extension because they might not be able to get the wording done of the bill in time. The wording is really the most important part because that's where we're going to find out all the details of what will actually be in the bill and what the Democrats have been able to negotiate in. Right now, let's hear from a member of the Problem Solvers Caucus group, who is the people who have actually put this framework and this bill together, Bill Cassidy, who is a Republican senator from Louisiana.
Of the liability package, the last I understood it was the Democrats were in favor of saying, okay, we'll give you liability, but that only gets you through the beginning of next year, and then it has to be renegotiated. And I think that McConnell would like to see something that's a little more permanent than that. Is there movement on that? Where does that stand right now?
Well, let's just say right now it's moving back and forth. But the point being that at the beginning of the pandemic, there were no guidelines. And so if somebody's going to sue a bar, alleging that they were infected at the bar, when initially we were being told not to wear a mask, and then we're told to wear a mask, but you know, there's this murkiness of guidelines at the outset. How do you decide what is your standard? I'm not an attorney, but is it gross negligence? Is it ordinary negligence? How much you spend on causation? And you could just bankrupt a small business just by the process of establishing whether or not they adhered to a safe harbor at a certain point in time. By the way, what is a safe harbor? So that murkiness is what we need to clear up. We feel like it could have a chilling effect upon, a bankrupting effect upon small businesses. So we're trying to work through that process and then going forward. Again, it's moving back and forth, but I do think that folks are trying to find a solution.
So this shows you that they are actually negotiating on a lot of these details. This is a mostly Republican thing. The Republicans want liability protections for businesses because, as you just heard them, I mean, if someone is at a business and infects somebody else, I mean, first of all, how do you even prove that it actually happened there at that particular business, which is pretty impossible to prove that, oh, that's the exact spot that I got it. I mean, you could kind of have some hearsay and some habits as well. This person had it, so that had to be where I got it from, but that doesn't really prove it scientifically that you for sure got it from that person. So Republicans are looking for a lot about liability protections for businesses. Democrats are looking for stimulus checks and unemployment to be more money for unemployment. The current bill has $300 per week extension in there for unemployed people, which would be $1,200 per month.
Is there an understanding in the Senate and Congress in general about how bad this is right now, and if there are lockdowns that come, even if there's not, just with the virus raging, it's going to mean that there's a big economic impact and that help needs to happen immediately? And even if you guys pass this week, it's not going to do anything until the end of this year, beginning of next year anyway?
Well, first, I understand it. I can promise you the people working on this committee understand it. One thing that frustrates me, some folks are saying, well, it doesn't include this and it doesn't include that, and so I'm not going to vote for it. I'm thinking, wait a second. You're telling me that because everybody doesn't get everything, no one gets anything. And these small businesses that may go bankrupt if we don't tide them over, and the family which may be homeless, and the folks whose unemployment runs out so they lose their car, you're not going to help them because, oh my gosh, you're not giving them something that I want them to get. At some point, we got to, one, recognize the need, recognize that this is a relief package, but recognize that we can't do everything for everybody. So we have to do as much as we can for as many people as we can. If we can do that, then I think we get a package through. I recognize the hurt, and the folks working on this committee recognize the hurt. I hope all my colleagues do too.
Wow, let me know your thoughts on that down below in the comments. Remember, there is a lot of help in here. There's not currently a what you would call a direct stimulus check, but there is money that you can get through multiple different buckets. So they have the unemployment checks, unemployment money, checks, deposits, whatever you want to call it. Currently is at $300 per week, which is $1,200 per month. There's also $25 billion in there. And again, all these numbers can be negotiated. The checks can be negotiated. All that's still happening. The delay may actually be a good thing if they have the delay, which is not confirmed yet, that they might give them more time to negotiate these things and add things or, anything like that in there. There's $25 billion for mortgage and rent assistance, which actually could give you a check to help you pay your rent, which is a lot of what these states and cities are doing. I've had so many people say that they got thousands of dollars from their states and cities. Some states were doing up to $5,000, $1,500 per month, to $2,000 per month for 3 months. So also, if the states and cities do get any more money, which they are expected to, that money might come back around to be more rent assistance and stimulus checks coming from the state and citywide after the first of the year. So a lot of these states and cities have money they need to spend now before the end of the year. And if they get replenished through this stimulus package, that could be more money that comes around in state and rental assistance for you guys. In addition to that, there's billions of dollars for food assistance, which may mean you actually could get money to help you feed your family, more money for WIC, more money for SNAP, et cetera, et cetera. There's also $4 billion in there for student loan forgiveness, which will be interesting to see how that works. There's all these different little buckets of money that could give you a stimulus check or money to pay off your student loan or money for your rent, money to buy food. So it's not like there's not money in this bill for different people, unemployed people for sure, rent assistance, all these different things. I will be walking you guys through all the details on how to claim this money when they pass the bill.
Yeah, I do too. Amen. In terms of the money for the states, and again, I know there's a dollar figure on the table, but working around the edges, trying to make sure what it's able to be used for and what it's not, where are the big sticking points on that part of the negotiation? Is this making sure that it can't be used for past instances where you've promised too much in the pensions, but how do you protect that? Because money's fungible.
Well, you could say, one way would be to say that you cannot put more towards your pensions than you did last year. So it'd be part of your normal budget processing. And I think that's, I'm not saying that's where we would land, but I think that's a reasonable compromise to ensure that, yes, we are putting some dollars aside, but we're not going to suddenly balloon it. That would be one thing. Again, another thing is it may be that the need exceeds the amount of money that we have there. So if the need exceeds, how do you make sure that everybody gets kind of a fair share? and state and local. I've learned that sometimes parishes and counties and mayors don't trust their governors. They think the governors will keep all the money and not trickle it down, or if they trickle it down, only to their state, only to their cities, but not to other cities of maybe the other party. So we're trying to make sure that that localities had that same access, direct access to the dollar, without necessarily being filtered by a governor's political persuasion.
Also, let me bring you some more information on states and cities that are passing stimulus right now. This message comes from Carl, one of our viewers here. Thank you for helping, Carl. He says Washington State is maxing out food stamps. And in addition to that, there's pandemic help here, such as with the DSHS, that anybody who doesn't receive assistance and they don't make a lot of money, they give disaster relief of $350 to $500 per family with a one-time check. He says there might be some Washingtonians that are unaware of this help. If you're from Washington State, you can pause this and read through this message. Thank you, Carl, for helping. Also, another viewer, Jeffrey Marks, told me about this program for the state of Connecticut. Governor Ned Lamont signed an order to allow 38,000 people, unemployed people, to get up to $1,800 in federal unemployment boost money from previous money from that executive order. Governor Ned Lamont signed an executive order that will retroactively increase state unemployment benefits for the 6 weeks between July 26th and September 5th for those who qualified for less than $100 in weekly benefits. This executive order will bring those people up to $100 per week, which will then retroactively qualify them for the $300 weekly benefit from President Donald Trump's executive order, which will give them a check, a retroactive check of $1,800 from the federal government. This move will cost Connecticut about $7.5 million, but will bring in another $55 million in federal benefits to Connecticut residents. And honestly, that's a really awesome move from the governor. I like to see more states and cities doing more deals like this and passing more rent assistance. If you know of any, comment them down below or email me. You can find my email on my channel page on the About tab. And let's share the love and let as many people know about these programs as possible. I will be having more for you in every episode going forward. Also, the final clue to what is in that box. If you can guess what's in that box, you could receive $100 directly from me. $500 total going out to 5 different people, $100 each. And the final clue for today is lots may be used in the month of October. All right, the clue for today is lots may be used in the month of October. If you have a guess to what's in that box, just leave a comment down below. That's all you have to do. 5 people will randomly be picked for $100 each. And this is the last clue. So within the next video or two, we will be opening the box and announcing the winners. Little baby Julian kept us up all night last night, and we have not slept well at all for the last couple nights. So me and Laura are walking around here like zombies. And we didn't even get the vaccine yet, and we're already zombies. It's just like, what? Don't forget to subscribe with the bell icon on so you don't miss out on new videos, and share this video so others like you will know about these stimulus programs. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check videos next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon from home, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.